is Casey Blair, and I'm my wife Kimberly and I. We have 3 children. We live in Forney. I've lived probably in Forney for about the past 6 years. I lived in Terrell prior to that, and I guess why I initially decided to do so was I really wanted to make a positive impact on the people here in Kaufman County. I wanted to bring my experience and my background to the bench and to serve and to do my part in serving and protecting the citizens here.
I'm Wade Gent. I'm 39 years old. I was raised in Kaufman County, right here in Kaufman, where I graduated from high school. One thing I've noticed after nearly 15 years of practice in the Texas courts is that the courts seem to be the great equalizer. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, corporation, citizen. When people go into the courts in Texas, they expect to have their day in court and to be treated fairly and with respect. And so I feel like that I've got a good temperament. I've always been able to help resolve disputes, so I feel like that I can use the aptitudes that I have to serve the people that I grew up with.
I guess the most important focus is something I've harped on quite a bit during this campaign. We are a growing county, and because of that, growth is great, but of course it's going to put some strain on some of our services, from whether that be law enforcement or our criminal justice system or our court system in general. And because of that, as a former prosecutor, I've dealt with a lot of different police departments, and I can be quite honest when I tell you we have some of the best police departments right here with our municipal departments and our sheriff's department right here in Kaufman County. But as we grow, that is going to put strain on our court system. And I think whoever winds up on this bench is going to be able to have the know-how and the experience to effectively and efficiently move that docket through. As we grow, it's going to continue to grow right along with it. So with our courts, with our court building, how we structure the docket, how we structure the different cases as they move through. As you know, this is a court of general jurisdiction, so it's going to handle all sorts of things. And how we handle that, how we move forward, how we move our docket is going to depend a lot upon the experience of the different judges that sit on that bench and how we structure the cases. And of course what we spend our money on in the criminal justice system, because that is if you look at our budget, that is a huge part of our county budget is through the criminal justice system.
Well, I mean, this is something that it's undeniable that the backlog of cases in this court is in serious condition. The current judge's health problems have resulted in a situation where there are no jury trials happening in that court. This is one of the highest courts in the county, and it hears cases ranging from criminal cases to real estate matters to family law and all kinds of civil cases. And so I think the biggest challenge for whomever takes that position is going to be able to get that court back on track very efficiently. You've got a lot of considerations. The indigent defense expenses are a considerable expense that the county is confronting. The backlog of cases has to be cleared up in an efficient manner, and the only way to do that is to get in and aggressively manage the docket in a way that will move those cases while still allowing the litigants to feel like they're getting their day in court and they're able to have their piece. So I've got several ideas, some of which I've implemented as a judge, some of which I've seen work in other courts, having been in district courts all over the state of Texas and in at least 12 states across the United States. I have a good feel for what works and what doesn't. There's no reason that a civil case should be on the docket for more than 18 months.
Some unique background. There isn't a lot that would come before me as a district judge that I haven't personally had experience with. And good or bad, whatever that may be, I believe that was for a reason. I might not have seen it at the time when I was going through those things, but I believe that makes me specially situated to be able to understand more of the issues, more of the circumstances, more of just the emotion that comes behind when people, because it's a scary feeling when you walk into that courtroom for the first time. If you're someone that's never been there before and your life is on the line, your kids are at stake, or your personal liberty, of course, is at stake. Well, that's a scary situation. And like I said, my experience in the district court from a criminal prosecutor background, and of course I was a defense attorney too for the past few years since I left the DA's office. I've tried everything from simple possession cases all the way to capital murder. I've tried capital murder on both sides of the law. And I think it's important that we have somebody that not only has tried cases at that level, but also can look at things from different points of view. Like I said, I've tried them on both sides. I've tried cases here in Kaufman County as far as capital level offenses here. And like I said, I've been in the trenches on a daily basis. I've gone through these cases. We disposed of at any one point in time when I was a prosecutor, I had over 300 cases sitting in my file cabinet.
Wow.
And of course there were new cases coming every day. So it was
Slow down.
They do not slow down. There was never lacking for any business while of course being a prosecutor. So those are the things, of course, that I want to bring here to the bench here in Kaufman County. And I believe that I can bring this type of background, which is of course is different than the others. That's the thing, of course, that I want to bring. And like I said, I think we've had great experiences in the past as far as our judiciary. I think there's great judges there right now. Like I said, my background and my experience is just a little more different.
Well, I think it boils down to one thing, and that's experience. Mr. Blair is a good young lawyer. He's my friend. I respect him. But the fact is that this court hears cases, more than half of the cases in this court involve civil or family law matters. And the reality is that I've got nearly 15 years of experience in trial courts doing that, in district courts all over the country, and my opponent has got 4. And when it all boils down to is you're going to need somebody that knows what they're doing and has seen a lot, and you just don't learn in 4 years all the things that you need to know to manage a district court. I hesitate to say that you learn in 15 years all the things that you know. But
new things come up all the time, I would think. But
right,
at least you have experience to fall back upon and draw upon as you make new decisions.
Well, exactly. And the fact that I've been a judge for about the same amount of time that Mr. Blair has been an attorney, I think is another reason why there's right now, with the budget and the condition that it's in, with the taxpayers on edge at all times, now's not the time to gamble with inexperience. You need somebody who's been in the trenches, who's seen what goes on in district courts, and who knows how to move the docket, particularly in civil and family law cases, custody cases. For more than a decade, I've worked as an advocate in court in CPS cases for children.
Wow.
And that's a significant portion of this court's responsibility is those custody cases and the family law cases. And these are just not cases that you handle for 3 or 4 years and then become proficient in.